Hello everyone. In today's video I will be solving the sample for the final 3D Studio Max exam CAD 2 as we called it here at Ajman University. This video is primarily made for my dear student at Ajman University making the quick solving for the final exam sample. As we can see that we have a ground floor here in AutoCAD, and we have the first floor, and we have the roof. So these are the the requirements for the the modeling part of it. And if you go to the questions, you will find similar cases that in question one usually we go for the creating the exporting the 2D to 3D elements, and then we have to extrude them for the second question. And then we have something like pro boolean to make the doors opens and windows, and then we have to make the gapped boxes for that. Then we have to go for the the lighting, and then we go for materials, and so on and so on. Rendering is the last thing. So let's do that. I'm gonna start with the very basic of the work. So I'm gonna go with the models. I don't know how long the each video will take, but I'm not gonna make long videos, trying to make them as short as possible and separate them into separated parts. So let's go with the first part. So in it, you have to go into AutoCAD, turn off things that doesn't make any sense in the 3D, like dimensions, like grids, hatch mainly. I'm gonna ignore the text. It's 800 and then 1400 for the doors, and probably we need to get rid of those bubbles also. Go LA, layers, and we really need to create a new layer. I actually already created it. I like to call them zeros, so make them 4 zeros this time, and then triple or double click on them to make them current. Change the layer, the color of the layer, into anything you like or hate. Maybe the magenta, okay, which I do hate, by the way. Now let's go ahead. Now we start up usually with the external walls. You gotta go with the polyline command, PL, and then just trace the outside of the building. Okay, so let's trace that. All right. So I'm just tracing that using the endpoint and C space to close. I'm gonna offset. I have no idea what unit, by the way. So let's go for units, UN and then space. It's millimeters. So probably these are 300 mil or 250. Let's double check. Bullseye, 300 mil exactly. Now right block, W space. I'm gonna send each element by itself, and I'm gonna select those two red lines. That's one, that's two, and let me just go quickly to where I saved, where I think I saved. Yeah, and then go to this semester 3D Studio Max or CAD 2, and then in the Sunday class or whatever, I'm gonna go last week, and final exam. And for video, I'm gonna drop this one here, whatever it is. I'm gonna call it exterior walls. Okay, I'm gonna hit that save. I'm gonna hit OK. Now we get two files, two lines in a separated file. Now I'm gonna go here, go to customize in 3D Studio Max, go unit setup. You're gonna do that once. Make sure it's millimeter on both here and here, and that's great. Now just import the file. Import AutoCAD file that we have. Again, same boring long path, and that's happened only once. Usually after that 3D Studio Max will lock on it, so we don't need to run through these boring steps again. These are the external walls, and just hit OK. And now for the external walls, we call that for rule number 1, which is for only for exterior walls. That dedicate that the level of them should follow the lower level available in AutoCAD. So it's a -100. We have 0 and then -100. So it will be -100. I'm going to select this dude here and then right click on the level and make sure that this is a -100. Now for the extrude, I have no idea how far it goes. It's a 5,000 and there is no indication, so it's from -100 to 5,000. I have no idea if there is any detail about the thickness of the slab has been provided somewhere, and you have to read this in order to understand the question where it is. And I don't think that I wrote it, and I didn't provide the section, I think. And in this case, as we agreed on in the class, if we don't know, in this case we have to assume something logical. So probably 200. Okay, I'm going with a 200. So I will go from -100 to 5,000. If you're not really good at math, please draw a quick section here in AutoCAD where is the 00. Draw the -100 by offsetting 100 down, and then draw the 5,000 up, and then measure the difference between them, which is 5,000 and 100. Then we have, that's the floor finish to floor finish from the outer area to the upper floor finish of the row of the first floor. And then you have to go -200, which is the thickness of the slab. So that will give us something like 4,900. So I'm going to extrude that 4,000 and just extrude. It's a 4,900. And the way that we are dealing with the dimension is that the slab will be shown. I know it's not really realistic and usually it should be hide, but anyway, for the sake of making it easier. And make sure again, because that's a 2019, I think the default rendering engine here is still a scanline, if I am not wrong. But anywho, just go to rendering setup. And otherwise you won't see those as fees in a normal way. Usually you're going to see architectural material as a default. Make sure to make the scanline as a rendering engine, and then you go get material. In case if you didn't see the standard material here, you go here, standard, get the material here. In my case, 2019 rendering engine default is a scanline. You don't need to change it if you have 2019. And I think the standard material also is there. Anyway, drag and drop. Okay, this material is for the walls. Okay, and I'm gonna drop the same material for everything in the beginning, and then we're gonna go ahead. It's a good idea to save and save as. Please save. Save yourself, not your file, because if it's crash, you know what's gonna happen. And Max really loves to crash, so. You know the business. So just save it here. I'm gonna 001. Now next step. All right, I'm gonna go with the inner line. So right block, and here I'm experiencing some kind of lags in here. Pretty sure. I don't know what is it. Okay. And go here, and I'm just gonna save that. I don't care about naming, even though it's very important. I'm sending the inner slab level for the floor finish here for the slab, and it's sit on the 0. So again, import, and the default thing for 3D Studio Max is everything to be set on 0. So I'm not gonna change the location of it. It's the default thing here. I'm just gonna add extrude for it, and it's a horizontal surface, so it's definitely follow the rule number 2, which is all the horizontal surfaces, if they are not being specified, should be -200. So that's what I'm doing right now, as you can see. And I'll go back to the first floor. It's already done. It would be a good idea to do the entire roof or slab above the first floor. I'll go all of them together. And as you can see, I'm taking that for both the closed part and the parapet or open part. Alright, you can send this as it is from its location, and then you use the 3D snapping to place it properly, or as I teach you in the class, just take a reference location, which is a common point between all the plans, and I'm using this point, this corner. Okay, right block, select, get this guy here that we have, and just say OK. I'm replacing the old one, and this is the slab, should be sitting again 5,000 as a level, and it should be minus 200 as an extrude. So back to this. So I'm gonna import. I'm gonna new block it, hit OK, and I'm gonna select that and give it 5,000. And too lazy to do the extrude, so I'm gonna go copy this one and paste this one right here. Match, sorry, material, not match, MA. And as you can see, that's the ground floor, both lower slab and upper slab, as you can see. And yeah, I'm just gonna delete this, and I'm gonna make the walls. So probably I'm gonna just move that up. Let me try to use the boundary if it's gonna work. Just too lazy to draw that. And again, pick in a pick point. Come on, dear. Yep, and he do it once. Beautiful. And while we are here, it's a good idea to do this guy and this guy. All right, so move them together. 1, 2, 3, and that's my reference point again. I'm gonna place it right here. Okay, now right block again, select object. I'm gonna take the fence, this one, send it by itself, and the fence should be set on 5,000 and its top should be 5,500. Okay, that's weird. I usually make it 1,000 as per code. Okay, something wrong in here, but I'm gonna follow that anyway. So new block, hit OK, select this guy and make it 5,000. Okay, and then I'm gonna paste the extrude, which is a minus 200, and I'm gonna fix that to make it 500. So the top of that parapet should be 5,500, as you can see. Oh God, that's so wrong. I'm gonna just ignore my questions. I'm gonna make it 1,000. Yeah, let's look more, much safer. Okay, don't do that at exam. Just follow that, whatever has been given here for you. Now again, for the, I'm gonna get rid of things that I brought. Let's make a crowdy plan. I don't want it to be stayed. Now let's go for the first floor, and those guys are actually going all the way from 5,000, and they are continuously go up to not the 10,000, but even 11,000. So there is no distortion, or there is no, it's not the plan separated like a two-part like what happened in here. Because of this goes as a balcony, and this goes a different level, and this is closed and this is open. This guy is just going one-way ticket from 5,000 to 1,100, so 6,000. And I'm gonna just do that. Okay, I don't wanna divide it into two pieces. And if you are if you are willing to divide it and make it the first floor walls goes up to the lower edge of the slab above, that's not wrong. Again, you can do that. Let me close this, whatever it is. Now 5,000, and again I'm gonna paste the extrusion, giving that a 6,000, which is the difference as I explained. Or you can just make it two pieces. If I hit F4, function F4 in my case, I'm making things messier. Yeah. If you want that to be shown as this, that's not the right way to do it. I'm just pushing it as a one piece, so I don't need to repeat that. But if you do, because that's the AutoCAD, if you do, that's from 5,000 to 10,000. How much? It's again 5,000 minus 200. Let me do that, because I think in the exam I did the wrong. I did the other way. It's not the wrong way. Anyway, 4,800. That's what we do. Okay, and you can bring only the inner cap, the outer cap here from AutoCAD, or I'm just gonna hit Control V, copying this guy, and then I'm gonna make it as go like a 10,000. Beautiful. And I'm gonna open the SP line. I already explained that in the lectures. I'm gonna take the inner line, deleting it, and go back to the extrude. All right, and make sure that the extrude is a minus 200. So you see, that's also acceptable. And then I'm gonna hit just Control V. I'm copying this guy again, and I'm gonna push it to 10,000 like this, and make sure that this is just a 1,000, making the parapet like that. So one piece, two piece, three piece, if that's make any sense. We are, optionally can create that, or can create it one way, as long as the walls and the parapet on the same thickness and the same material. Anywho, and that's 11. Beautiful. So I think that's it with the, you can see with the mass itself. All right, so let's do the landscape. And there is a column here. Oh, the load, 2 columns. That's annoying. Let me do I'll do the columns first. So right block, so we can get rid of them. Hit this guy, or select this guy, and this guy also. And just send them to max. Alright, and whatever you used for the external walls will actually comply for them. So it's minus 100 and 4,900. So I'm going to copy the extrude, and I'm going to make this minus 100. And I'm going to paste that here, dropping the material to it, and voila, you can see all looking so good, and no one is actually seeing me, so I'm delete those. All right, now I'm gonna hide the levels. I know this is 100, so this is minus 300. I'm gonna get you back, don't worry. So BO, boundary, pick a point, too lazy to make a polyline, so this dude will help me. And I'm gonna right block the walkway, which is a minus something. Well, I just said I remember it, just right here. I just forgot. Bad memory. I think minus 100, right? Yep. So yeah. Again, this dude minus 100, and also I'm gonna paste minus 200. Drop the material for it, which is a standard one. Make sure that it's hollow from inside. Because you don't need 2 slabs above each other. That's for the ground floor. This is for the walkway. In reality, it shouldn't be 200. It's like 100 mil. It's not a reinforced slab, so Anyway, not our topic for today. I'm not gonna talk constructional detail, and I'm gonna pick this. All right, and probably I'm gonna pick to create the walls, the fence actually. Beautiful. So I'm gonna right block, select this. Yep, that's in the way. Yep, this one. Go back to max. Let's finish this once and for all. All right, and then get the block as per AutoCAD. If my memory is still alive, this dude should be minus 300. And I'm too lazy to do the thing again, so I'm just gonna copy the extrude for the external. All of them are, just to simplify it, minus 200. Drop the material, and I'm gonna right block the fence. I think, I don't know what I'm right blocking right now, so I'm gonna just redo that. Okay, and I'm gonna on all the layers. So that's running from minus 300 to 700, so it's 1000 as an extrude, and I'm gonna follow the lower level as long as, which is the garden, as long as we don't have a level outside. Okay, so minus 3000, minus 300, sorry. So I'm gonna go import and get that again. All right, so minus 300, and the extrude should be something like we said, 1000, from minus 300 to positive 700, so 1000. And with that, my friends, the modeling part for the both question 1 and question 2 has been ended, because question 1 is targeting to export, so the grade go for the correct Z location, while the second question is for the extrusion itself, the extrude value, and to get the outer geometry, as you can see. So that's good. Let's pause and stop this video, and then we're gonna go for the next part, which is opening the architectural doors and windows. Thank you very much for watching.